You're being so lively in the chat that I feel like I should just get on with it as opposed to keep fiddling around. All right, just let me gather myself. It's a little bit. Oh, I need a little bit of that. Microphone and things. Let me just. That's a little bit far away. Everything's all over the place today, of course, as it would be. No, not that one. This one. That's a little bit better. A little less bright, I think. So how you doing? How you doing? Here we are then. Yes. Yes, here we are. Welcome everybody in the chat. There's just like tons of you. That's just mad. Oh, it's so lovely. I was kind of, I was a little bit hit sideways by the football this evening. And I thought, and then, I gradually talked myself into the idea that maybe, we should just postpone it or something. But no, sorry, look at all you lovely people. That's fantastic. Now, how am I going to best do this? Let me think. Because I'm a little bit jiggery pokery about because I've got all this gear and stuff out that we're going to be laying our hands on in a little bit. So things are not always where they usually are. Let me try to feel a little bit more relaxed. So can I see the chat? What am I going on? So yes, professional as ever. You know what you're getting on Molten Music Technology channel. It's a little bit of faffing about. It's occasionally some music, usually a bit of personal abuse, and some beer. So can you hear me all right? Congratulations. Thank you, everybody. Evening. Hi. Let me see who's in here. Hi, Steve. I mean, I could just throw out some random names and I'll probably be not too far off. Hi, Nick. Key, Andrew Brooks. Good to see you, mate. Neil. Ken, saw you in there. Thomas above the trees. More Thomases. Knob Technology, hey! You're very welcome. Hi, Synchrotron. It's good to see you. Now, I'm not in Restream today, so I'm not going out on Facebook or Twitch or anything like that. And the chat's a little bit different. That actually gave me a little bit of data, but I don't have that data. I don't care. But thank you very much. So, stop waffling and try to bring something together. Right. Hello out there. Right. Good. So 50,000 subscribers then. It is quite a thing. YouTube is a strange beast, and it's different for many people and different in different ways for other people. I think you end up rather on an individual unique path. I don't think there's any set way to get there, because there's people who I have more subscribers than some people who are fantastic, and less subscribers from other people who are also fantastic. How does that all work out? Are there enough people in the world to actually facilitate the sort of stuff that we do here, the sort of stuff this fiddling about with bits of technology and stuff? Is there actually enough people out there to subscribe to all of the things we want to be subscribed to? Are the numbers going to fizzle out? All sorts of questions get raised by this sort of thing. It's also slightly odd in that it wasn't only a few months ago that we hit our 10-year anniversary for Molten Music Technology as a whole, and so I've kind of already been through that soul gazing, that looking through things, how are we doing kind of things, and what's the point of it all. So, but here we are at 50k, which is another bit of a landmark. So I almost feel that I've already spent my energy thinking about that. But similarly, it's also a good opportunity to have a rethink. And to first and foremost, I suppose, is just to thank you all out there for sticking with me, for subscribing. I don't imagine for a moment that there are 50,000 people watching or ever going to be watching at one time. But at some point in the last 10 years, I've produced something which was just enough for people to click that button, which is really interesting. It's very, very interesting. Yeah, I had no intention really of delving into any kind of stats or anything this evening, although you're welcome to ask me about it later on when we get to the Ask Me Anything thing. but we shall see. We shall see. So yeah, you're very welcome this evening. The plan for this evening is I'm going to fiddle around on a little bit of gear. going to drink some beer, going to have a bit of a chat. I'll try to keep up with the chat if that's at all possible, and then we'll have a go at this auction thing. As you may have heard on social media and such like, I suggested that we start doing it at 9:45, which I better get if we can hang on that long, simply because I know there's a few people who would rather watch the football, you know. Yeah, someone's suggesting I need to check the delay between anyway, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you're all in the same space, you know. So you're all on YouTube. Doesn't matter what the delay is. We'll come to that later on. Don't get distracted. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So we'll kick off at about 2:45. We might not. We might get bored and just start it early. Who knows? But at 8:45, it'll be half time. And so all the football people could pop on over. And we'll get stuck into maybe into the high price items straight away, get rid of the good stuff, and then we can spend our time messing around with the little bits and bobs. Who knows? I don't know if it will work. I don't know whether it's going to be fun or good or whether it will just be dead boring. But we'll give it a go, and you never know. You might snag yourself something at a reasonable price. That would be nice, wouldn't it? And I might be able to shift some bits and pieces, and as I say, be able to afford the next thing that comes along. So hey, yeah, in the chat, right? Why don't people, I don't know if you've got this thought, what was it that it feels a little bit, oh, sod it. I mean, we're on 50k, so I think I'm allowed to be a little bit self-serving, self-aggrandizing. So what was it about my channel that made you want to subscribe? I mean, obviously we subscribe very casually to things that we just, you know, we like the look of someone or the piece of gear, or we appreciated the video. Who knows? But was there anything in particular that you can recall that made you or prompted you to subscribe to this channel? That might be interesting. We could talk about that. Just going to bring you in so you can't quite see my tummy quite so much. Oh, that's better. That's better. Bill says he started learning modular about the same time as me, and that's how you ended up here. Cool. That's nice. Here's a shirt, says BF. Laid back approach, try not to be too serious. Yeah, Steve, that's definitely one of the things I try to do. Because I don't know. Like I say, every YouTube channel is unique, particularly in our area. I think a lot of people consider starting a YouTube channel and end up sort of trying to emulate something. I always think that's a bit of a mistake. I think you have to just try to forge ahead being whatever it is that you do, and either it works or it doesn't. I think trying to emulate somebody else's way of doing things always ends up you won't be able to maintain it. You won't be able to sustain it. It has to be something which comes... What the heck was that? It has to be something which comes at you naturally. Hang on a second. My lighting's just gone bizarre. Oi! That's weird. It's all gone a bit warm white, isn't it? Or less than warm white. It's got a little bit startling. Gosh, that's better. Yeah, the monthly news show, that's always a good one. That seems to have worked really well. I mean, it's interesting how that sort of built up and changed over time, and it's changing again simply because I don't have my nose in the news all the time, and so doing the monthly has become a lot more work because I'm having to actually go out there and research it properly as opposed to just remembering what it was that I came across that week. So that's interesting, but it's definitely it's one of the most consistent, highly viewed things that I do. So that was definitely a good idea whenever it was I started doing that, and to have maintained it for, I don't know, I'm in years and years of that now, which is great. But I think that really works. So I'll endeavour to keep on doing that. That seems to be okay. That Gaz, hi, Dots, good to see ya. Welcome, very welcome. Jason, good to see you. 5,600. What does that mean? Yeah. Yeah, being honest, I mean, I have to say that very little of it was premeditated. I mean, I remember back in the early days when I used to write scripts and stuff. It was a lot more trying to say something clever, trying to say something proper, and making it work in that way. And I found it really difficult. I found it difficult to hear myself back. You know, I was grimacing through the editing, but you know, it was okay. It was okay. It was all right. But it was kind of when I got rid of the script and started doing it a lot more off the cuff that I suddenly felt a lot more comfortable with myself and what I was doing. And inevitably that brought in the messing it up and making myself laugh and just enjoying it a lot more because I wasn't doing it. I mean, I had this situation where, because I know, I mean, you probably know that some of our YouTuber colleagues have a client business relationship with manufacturers where a manufacturer say, can you make a video on this? They'll say yes, that'll be $10 million, and they go, there you go, and they go, great, and off they go and make the video. So I tried to do that at one point in my YouTubingness, and it was a complete disaster. I felt the most miserable I think I've ever felt. And it was a piece of equipment that I knew and I'd done a review of, and I was just going to do some tutorials on. It wasn't going to be too hard, but the fact that I had to script it, the fact that I had to hit all these points and get those bits right, it was just maddening. And then you know, doing it all, editing it all down, and then getting feedback from the manufacturer where, well, that wasn't quite right, or could you do this better, and could you do this different? It's like, no, this was just no. So I just destroyed it. I don't think we've spoken since, which I feel really sorry about. But you know, my psyche just had to destroy what was going on, and so I made a real mess of it and just walked away, really. And so all I'm trying to say is that yeah, for other people that works, and that's brilliant because they are able to relate to manufacturers and to sell themselves in that way, which is great. I wish I could do that because I would make a lot more money than I do. So I've got to the point where I've created this illusion of myself, this distortion field around myself where I can only do reviews and I won't take money because that has some kind of influence on my bias, because I want to be able to share an honest opinion, as honest as I can. And so I've built that up around myself as some kind of protection, so that ultimately I only make the content that I want to make. It means I'm going to die penniless, but I'll have some gear. That certainly have that side of things, but I can't turn it into a living that way. But I mean, there are ways and means. I mean, the part of my situation where I'm not taking money for videos means that I can then pitch the product that I've got to something like Sound on Sound magazine, who will then pay me in return for a review. If I'd taken money for that product to make a review, to make a video, then I could not pitch it to Sound on Sound. So I have this kind of third party side hustle thing going on where, because I'm not getting paid by the manufacturer, I can get paid by a magazine, and that helps. Although, I mean, sadly, the pay at Sound on Sound is not excellent. You know, it's all right. I love it as a job. I love it. But again, I could probably make more money if I sold my video content to the manufacturer. But that ain't what I'm going to do. I don't see myself ever doing that again. Because, I mean, I do talk to a lot of manufacturers and it does come up and I do consider it. And I just remember, sadly, back to that one thing. I mean, I should probably give it another go. But to be honest, I've got so much I could be doing and so many videos I would like to make that I don't really need to be doing that. Do I? Oh, I don't know. I think ultimately, because I don't want there to be any confusion. I don't want people to not know whether I'm paid for a video or not. So I'd rather it just is like, I don't ever get paid for videos. I sometimes get given gear, yes, absolutely, but I don't get paid or engaged or contracted or obliged to do anything for anybody. All right? That is what we're going to continue doing. That's how I stay mentally happy with myself and with what I'm doing. And it allows me to pull the maximum amount of enjoyment out of what I do. That's the idea. Now, I know you've all been, you've been waving at me. Damn it. Oh, you've been waving at each other. Okay, good. So yeah, as Callie says, so sometimes I approach a piece of gear and I am completely lost, because when you come to a piece of gear, like the play fader, yeah, I'm doing the play fader at the moment. I'm reviewing it for Sound on Sound, and I'm going to be doing a video on it. But it's actually more challenging to learn than you'd think. So it's taking a bit of time, and I've got other things to do at the same time. Occasionally you get a piece of equipment or a piece of gear that you can just look at for a little bit and go, yeah, great, I can do that. But most of them need to knock around, sometimes for weeks, before you can really grab hold of them. And so I try, I don't know, I try to hit some kind of balance point between knowing what the thing does, but also discovering more things about it as I go. I want to be able to do it freshly enough so that it's still a voyage of discovery, while not just sitting there and looking stupid the entire time. Something like that. So anyway, what's going on down here? Synth Reactor was a biggie for us, wasn't it, Robin? Yeah, it was. Yeah, Gaz has mentioned Synth Reactor. That was this Toman event back in 2017. It was pre-pandemic, yeah. So, yes, and what that did was that it allowed a whole group of YouTubers to meet for the first time. It's the first time I met Gaz, for instance. I think I'd met DivKid before. A few people I knew. Bo I knew through the internet. That was the first time I met him. But it was a really great opportunity to see beyond, because I mean, you often as a YouTuber, you kind of feel this sense of competition with other people. You're in competition for views, you're in competition for subscribers, and there's a sense that you don't know whether the person you're looking at, like someone who's ahead of you in the ratings, like Bo, for instance, whether there are lines of communication, whether you're allowed to talk to people. Am I seen as some small upstart who's treading on his toes? You know, am I posting too many links into his forum? Am I, you know, all those sorts of things, because you just don't know. You don't know until you talk to people how it feels to have other YouTubers around you doing the same sort of thing that you're doing. But it turns out we're just all really nice people. I mean, who would have believed it? No, they're all just fantastic. And we're all just doing the same sort of thing, being a bit wide-eyed, being a bit excited about the potential for this platform, about the reach, the excitement, because there's elements of YouTubing which feed into all sorts of bits of your psyche about your self-worth, but also your fame, your reach, your notoriety, your expertness, you know, all those sorts of things. Your ego gets manipulated in all sorts of interesting and strange ways. But it's really great to find other people who are also going through that same experience, and it's not necessarily affected by the success of other people around you. You can all be successful, and you can share and enjoy that with each other. And I think that really was a great factor of Synth Reactor that really underlined that for me, that there are people far more successful than me who are, you know, are just in it and enjoying it and are welcoming everybody else into it too. And that's fantastic. And hopefully I want to do the same. You know, if people ask me questions about stuff, I hope that I am open and transparent about it, because I think that's phenomenally useful. I think it is. That's why I'm so transparent about how slow and long it took me to 50k. But it is interesting, because if you look at someone like Starsky, for instance, Starsky Carr, who's fantastic, he's really nailed it. You know, his climb over just the last couple of years. I mean, he's been doing stuff for years, don't get me wrong, as in some kind of dance music side of things. but his focusing on synthesizers and bits and pieces like that has been meteoric. The way that it's just steaming up, and I think he's nearly on 52, or has he gone through 50 already? I think he's got. No, it's. Yeah, I know. I think he's nearly there, but he's only been doing it for a couple of years. You know, seriously. But that's extraordinary. You know, he's really tapped into a way of presenting, a way of being, and the gear he has, the expertise he has, which is just phenomenal. Fantastic. For me, it's been very, 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 very slow. I think I'm more of an acquired taste. Perhaps. Perhaps. So let's have a look at a bit more chat. Good evening, everyone. Animotion, good to see you. Am I at the bottom? I am at the bottom. So I've probably missed a whole load of really interesting things that people said. But hey, when you look back at this, in the days to come, when you relive how exciting this little live stream was, you can go back through those comments. You're very sweet. Still no houseplants. No, I know. I mean, I've got my globby thing, but I don't think you can see it. I found it a bit of a distraction. See, I thought I was being really clever. This thing here, right? Is that plugged in? Oh, my knob's broken. Quality is what it is. Bim, bim. See, I got this. I'm gonna have to. That's just got a screw thing on it. See, this was my attempt to be all Instagrammy. So I stuck it on the shelf, and then in the couple of videos I had it in, that's all you look at. It's all you think about. Is this bloody thing. So it's like, well, that's great. I don't need it to be a distraction. I want it just to sit somehow in the background and be interesting. I don't have the environment really in which to shoot those kinds of Instagram ambient potted plant waterfall type videos. I do not have that kind of space. But again, it's all to do with making the best of where you are and what you're doing. Otherwise, it will just become a distraction. I'll use it at some other point. Good. Good. You've got a Hades? Yeah. Yeah. Not for sale. Not everything you see, okay? In fact, it's all over there. Can I turn this without it falling out? So, yeah. There you go. That's a bunch of stuff. Most of it I bought. Most of it, I think. But we'll get to that in about a quarter of an hour. There we go. Back up there. Right, I better open a beer. What would you like first? Cobra, or I got some Camden Hazy? Let me know and I'll have one of those. So what are we doing? I'm just going to rewind a little bit to see if anybody else said something really fantastic that makes me feel fabulous. Jimmy says he doesn't think there's competition. He watch all the channels. Yeah, no, I think that's really cool. Oh, the Grit review was the first video that you watched. No, there wasn't. I don't really. I mean, I kind of expected more to come from British Noise Electronics, I have to say, and it was a purchase. It's something that I bought, and I still like it. That's not for sale. I sort of there's sometimes there's modules you fall in and out of love with. And for a while, the Grit I thought was just the greatest thing I had in my rack. And then after a little bit, after I tried it again relatively recently, and I just couldn't seem to gel with it again. So it's knocking around somewhere else. I mean, one thing I could talk about just briefly is one of the reasons for this for my auction. There's 3 reasons. There's 4, possibly 8 reasons for my auction. The first reason, as I said, 50,000. I mean, essentially, the reality is 50,000 subscribers, 10 years of multimedia technology. My bank account is empty. That is a reality. Since leaving Gear News, a few months ago, things have just about hung on in there. But I've got a lot more work to do. I need to put some more work in order to keep things moving. And sadly, it's like, you know, being freelance and writing for things like magazines. It's like Sound on Sound have maybe half a dozen articles from me at the moment, but none of them made it in to the last magazine. So when the magazine drops on your doorstep and you go, shit, I've got nothing in it, nothing. That means I'm not going to get paid this month. And that happened last month. I only had my Studio One article in, and that was it. So I'm a little bit like, oh, heck. So that's one reason for doing that. And so when I hit 50,000, I thought it'd be really nice for the company to buy something, an asset. And the thing that I came up with was this idea for this Mexican hammock, because I've had Mexican hammocks all the way through my life. I've had a Mexican hammock with me. It's mostly just hung on the wall or used as a bit of decoration. But when we moved up to Norfolk, I was finally able to hang it between some trees, and it was just the best thing. It's the greatest thing. I've slept in it at Glastonbury, you know, hung up between a couple of posts. It's the most comfortable, most relaxing, fabulous thing. And all our kids have sat in it with me, because you can have a whole family of people in it. It's just the most brilliant thing. But about 4 years ago, the one that I had, I left it out too much in the weather, and it perished and fell to bits. So I thought, well, maybe the company can get a new one of those and stick it out there. I'll get a proper stand for it, so I don't have to put it between trees, so I can move it about. Fantastic, great idea. But we have no money, so I can't do it. So ultimately, no money, wanting to buy a present, no money. And so that was the reason for doing this. And then the other reason, slightly more, less selfish reason, is that I'm pursuing this idea of producing a bunch of small modular systems to lend out, to sort of put out onto a subscriber base that you can, like a library, essentially, a little library of little boxes of modular. Because I've looked through lots and lots of different ways of lending modular to people, of trying to work out a way of doing that, sending modules about the place, that sort of thing. And it's difficult. It's a bit of a headache. So the best solution I've come up with, I think, is to build a little sort of 3-module system, so it can function by itself, theoretically, or it can be an addition to somebody's system. It has a box, it has a power supply, so it will run completely by itself. And I can create it as a series of little modular boxes that I can do a video on. Hey, this is this 3-module challenge box thing. You know, this one's called Mavis. It's got a couple of things in it. You can do this, that, and the other. Send it out to people. People get it, and they do their own patches. They maybe upload a video of it. Say, this is what I did with Mavis. Then I send Beryl, another system, out to somebody else. And they do the same, and this then creates a chain, if you like, of these modular systems that's flowing around the place, where every month you send it on to the next person, you get another one in, and we build it like that. I think it's a beautiful idea. It's absolutely horribly flawed in that people can just run off with your gear, and and that would be that. But in the hope that people are relaxed and groovy and into it and are mellow and can receive something, enjoy it, and send it on, I think that could be a beautiful thing. And it allows me to use a lot of this modular that I've got sitting around that's not being used. And I think that is the greater crime, that there's modules here that are not being enjoyed by people. So that's my plan. And so raising some money this evening will allow me to get Lavendale at Schreiber Machina to make some cases for me, as she said she would, which would be awesome. So she's going to make me some cases, and wonderfully colourful molten modular cases, and we'll get that going. That's the plan. It will work through Patreon. It will be a subscription, because it has to work, it has to pay for itself to some degree. It has to become a stream of revenue ultimately, but it's hopefully a lot darn cheaper than buying and selling modules yourself. So that's the plan. That's what I'm trying to get to with this. And I think that would be an excellent thing. It will be available through Patreon. I haven't set it up yet over there, but that's the plan. If you're interested in it, then by all means sign up or give us a shout, and it will just somehow begin, and it will be amazing. Am I running out of time? Getting there. So that's the plan. That's the reason for my little auction tonight. Hopefully we'll be able to raise a little bit of money. I'm not planning on giving things away. I'm not planning on selling them for next to nothing. That's not going to help anybody other than, I guess, the person who's buying it. So don't think that you've got a tenner and you're going to get like a like a synthesizer. I don't think it's going to work like that. You know, we're not running this through some kind of website or official anything. There's no obligation for me to sell you a thing or for you to pay me any money. You know, we're just going to have to agree that amongst ourselves in a friendly, loving way. But we'll do that. We'll get more closely into that shortly. So that's the idea. Any questions? Any questions on that? And what beer was it? Did you say? Anybody? Let me just scroll back. Oh wow, look at that. Oh well, that's very kind, thank you. Well, that's super. Animotion, thank you for popping in. That's much appreciated. Curry for Cobra. Yeah, you do, but well, no, I mean, I've got Jason saying Cobra and Ken saying Camden. You know, how I'm feeling at the moment, I feel I need a Cobra. I feel I need something slightly more refreshing. Do. So I'm pouring beer, just in case you're wondering. Can you hear that going? Okay. All right. Oh, that's good. Right, I'm just going to post a link to the list of gear. So the list of gear is on the website. It's the most up-to-date one I have, I think. I'll just post that in the chat, which is there. Ooh. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Nobula. That's very kind. Just, sorry. Stop it. I've got, thank you. Okay. Glasto, Rob? Are you talking to me? Oh, I haven't got a Disting on the list. I do have a Disting Mark IV, so now I've got my EX. I'm all over the Disting. Have I used it since my video? No, I haven't. I mean, one thing that has occurred to me after doing that multi-sampling that I did of the Tiger synth is that I know other YouTubers do that. You know, they take samples of stuff and then give you a sample pack. I'd like to do that because I think that might be something that I can offer my poor, long-suffering patrons who don't get bloody anything out of me. So, excuse me, I might try to do that. And I think, oh heavens, the Disting EXs seem to be good at that. There might be other ways of doing it, but that seemed to be a really super quick way of doing it. Thomas says, I'd like to know what your usual favourite keyboard is. Do you mean MIDI controller or do you mean synthesizer? I mean MIDI controller. My favourite one is this. Is the Keystep 37. It's just brilliant. It's brutally tough. It's got the best sequencer in, not sequencer, arpeggiator. It's got the best arpeggiator in that Arturia has ever done, and it's quite compact, not very deep, so it can sit on your desk nicely. I would have this on my main desk over there all the time if I could, but I can't because I use it over here a lot, so it needs to be up and down. I've got a micro lab or mini lab over on my desktop computer, and that's not awesome particularly, but it will do. I much preferred this one over there because it's very neat, very small, and it's got a great range of knobs that map to things very easily. That seems to be less so, but this was really good. It's just, I like the fact that it has that extra sort of half an octave, or is it an octave? 1, 2, 2.5 octaves. I like that as opposed to the mini one I've got over there, which is only like, what is it? 1, 2 octaves. That makes a difference. Problem is with this, there's something weird going on with the pitch bend, which keeps firing all the time, so I can just no longer use it. Otherwise, I'd be selling it, but it's too broken. That one, too broken. All right, time's getting on. But thanks for the question. Synth, I don't know. I don't tend to use keyboard synths. I do have a stack of them behind me. I've really enjoyed the Mini Freak. Is that what it's called? Where is that at the moment? Yeah. As a synthesizer to play, I've really enjoyed the Mini Freak. That's great. That's the one I tend to reach for if I have to do something with an external synth. The Tiger keyboard, of course, has been excellent. That really feels like a Moog, like I dial in a particular sound and go for that and enjoy that. Yeah, that's very good. And I like the MS-101 as well, very much. It's simple. I know what it's supposed to be. I can look at all the controls and dial in the sound that I want it to be. I'm not having to go through presets because that's not my bag, man, particularly. Then after that, it will be the Deckard's Dream once I've got myself together. So yeah, happy Father's Day to people. Here's to all the deadbeat dads, all the absent fathers, everyone who's terrible at being a father. Here's to you too, as well as those who stick around. I've loved it. I've absolutely loved being a dad. And yeah, I got a bottle of whiskey, which is nice. But not everybody has that privilege, and that's a shame. And here's to all the mums who have to be dads, and all the grandpas who have to be dads, and all the siblings that have to be dads too. There's a lot of mixing and blending out there. Tell us about the organisation of festival. Maybe you mean Synth East? Yeah, maybe we can do that after. I think I'm just about to run into time, so I'm gonna have to think about starting this thing up. Right, okay, let's try to get my wits about me. How am I actually going to do this? So right, here's the plan then. I'll start talking about it now, and if you come in late because of the football, so be it. Or maybe I can just waffle for one more minute. And then we'll think. So, it's an auction. So I'm going to hold up a thing, and the idea is you throw your bids in. It really should be that simple. Obviously, if you like, you can just mess the whole thing up by throwing in £10,000 and then not buying it. Of course, it is absolutely open to complete and utter waste of everybody's time. But that would be a shame. So what we would like to do is enter into the spirit of it, is for me to go, this is a thing, any offers, and to see what happens. I mean, we'll give it a go and go from there. If nobody wants the stuff, that's fine. We won't sell it. Also, I should say, did I say this earlier? I'm not sure. Under no obligation. You're under no obligation to buy anything. I'm under no obligation to sell it to you. So if you've bid for something and it turns out that you can't have it, then that's fine. You know, don't beat yourself up about it. I'll contact the next person on the list. You know, or next week I'll post up another post of stuff that didn't sell that people are welcome to give me an offer for. But if it does work out tonight, then that's great. That's great. But it may be that not enough people bid for it, or it's not enough, or I just can't bear to put it in a box and send it to you. In which case, then I won't. You know, we don't have to be funny about it. You know, it's not hard. So the other thing to put out there, that, you know, make all of your bids please in pounds. So if you're in another country, that's completely fine, but just remember that you are bidding in British pounds, UK pounds, GB pounds, sterling. Yeah, there's no taxes involved. I'm not registered for VAT or anything. I will be selling it through Multimusic Technology, because if I've bought it, then it would have been through Multimusic Technology, so that's where it'll be going through. Payment only via PayPal, and I can only send it to the PayPal address, just to put on a tiny bit of security and assurance on everything. So if you don't have PayPal, then don't bid. If you're not able to take delivery to the PayPal address that you use, then don't bid. I'm not going to send it somewhere else, because that means you're using your mum's PayPal address or your mate's PayPal address, and that's just not going to work, is it? So, you know, let's keep things simple. Let's keep things straightforward. Shipping is the last thing. We're bidding for the amount to pay for the thing. Shipping is extra. So what does that mean? It means, roughly speaking, for a module, it's going to be under a £5 in the UK. It's probably going to be £10 to £15 to Europe. It's going to be £25 to £30 to the States. That's kind of my assumption. For larger things, it will be more. So what will happen, right? If you've bought something, you've got the highest bid, that's great. You get in touch with me, we get in touch with each other. And what I do is I'll box it up and I'll measure it and weigh it, and I'll get a courier quote for it, and I'll let you know how much that is, and then you pay the full amount. That's it. That's all it is. I don't want any complaining about postage costs, because it's just going to be what it is. Yeah. So if you're in Australia and you've bought something for £5 and it's going to cost you £200 to get it to you, that's just how it is. Are we clear? Are we clear? That's just how it is. So you're all bidding for the same amount. You're bidding to buy something. Shipping comes on extra. Now, somewhere I've got a thing. Hang on, I'm cleverer than you think, right? Well, no, I mean, I don't know about that. Let me just put it there. If I do that, look at that. See? Look at that. That's just amazing. What does that say? There you go. So I'll stick that on the bottom so that everybody understands, and that you're entering into this understanding that you can only use PayPal, that shipping is extra. I don't have to sell it to you, and just be nice to each other. I can save money on shipping if I use pirate ship. Probably I'm just going to send it via the post office, right? So Parcel Force, possibly DHL. That's all. I'm not going to try to do anything clever. Believe me, it's going to be straightforward. It will be tracked and possibly signed for. So not the cheapest shit I can possibly do. It will be something which will work and get it to you, and I know that it's got there. So I knew this was going to be, I knew the stress was going to go, let's just keep it fun. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Okay, let me just find my inner peace and we'll have a look. Use pirate, trust me. No, there's absolutely no way. No way. Not using a delivery service called Pirate. Oh dear. So, I was gonna. How on earth am I going to do this? So, okay, well, any requests? So we need to get on with it, because if it's half time now, people have only got a certain amount of time. As far as somebody mentioned about delay, this is only happening on YouTube. It's on the lowest latency possible, so it should be relatively quick. Yeah? It's all going to go wrong. Of course it is. Parcel force is expensive and unreliable. I don't care. See, this is exactly the sort of conversation I didn't want to have. So if you're entering into this, I will get a courier quote, and that'll be it. That'll be it. I don't care whether it's the worst courier I've ever heard of. It's just going to be one of the run-of-the-mill, everyday couriers. If I have to spend hours researching that, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. So just go with me. Just believe. Just believe. And then when it goes wrong, then you can secretly, without telling me, feel very pleased about yourself. Yeah? And that'll be awesome. Just don't tell me. Yeah? So it's going to be fine. Oh, you're funny, you lot. No, I'm not doing anything to do with pirate anything. No, I do not trust you. I've no idea who you are. So no. That's hilarious, though. Thank you for that. Right, let's start, shall we? So I'm going to start with some of the larger items to get those out of the way while everybody's watching. All right, so this is going to get messy. So I will try to clear some space for myself. Let's get this out of the way a little bit. None of this, right? None of that, none of this. This, though, yes. But those are slightly odd things. I'll get to those in a minute. So let's get to... Yeah, exactly, Inky. Exactly. Right. Doobie-doo. Oh, that's just a beautiful shot there of my trunk. Oh no, I got water. Hang on. I don't want to get stuff on things. For heaven's sake. So I'm going to go for the Moog stuff, right? Ugh. So I have three Moog units. First one is the Mavis, this one. This comes with my knobs along the top that I added, that I got from Thonk. So this is everything starting. Okay. Stop talking. Stop talking about the delivery. Get over it. All right, get over it. Got my thing up? Yeah. Okay. Good. Great. Right. So a Mavis. I don't know if you can tell. Well, no. See, this is a good trick. Tell me how much it costs for real, and then people put that in the thing, and then I think that is a bid. So yeah, let's give it a go, right? So I've got a Moog Mavis, knobs I put on, built the thing myself. I've got the full box. I can send it to you. So it's quite a large box, so it's likely to be, you know, the plus side of a fiver for delivery. What does anybody think? Is this going to work? Let me think it's going to work. Is anybody into this thing? So I've got Tonal Access has suggested 50 quid. I will take 50 quid for it. Okay. Yeah, that's good enough. Good enough to sell. Okay, 120 from Key in Watford. That's amazing. Thank you. I don't know how long I keep waving it about until we decide, but that's fantastic. What I should have done is got someone to write this down for me. It will work with the box. I don't know what that means. Okay, well, assuming that Keith in Watford is being straight up, then he's got a Mavis for £120. Any more takers? Yeah, Inky, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. If you need a notepad, yeah, thanks. I do have something open that I'm going to write into. So the Village Green sound system is gone for £130. I think if you're putting a price on, then, you know, that's what we're going to take it for, yeah? It is good. It's nice. It's got the wave folder in there, this little one here. It's good. It comes with a couple of patch cables. I've got all the original stuff, the things that go over the top, the templates and bits and pieces. It's a nice little thing. Yeah, a bit of a sideways question, but yeah, the Keyset 37 arpeggiator is the best one in the world. Okay, Village Ground Sound System. Any more bids, please? Any more bids? Yeah, thanks, Christo. Cool, great. All right, so we'll say that's a good one. Let's see if I can do this easily. So I've got over here Mavis 130 Village Green. Cool, that's very exciting. I'm very excited about that. So I don't need to do the thing anymore. I can put that over there. Close all that down. Good, great. Good price. Well done, thank you. So if you've bought something, what I would suggest is if you email me. I mean, obviously you can pretend you're somebody else. This is also the PayPal address, okay? So you can email me there just to say, hi, I bought the thing for this much, and just so I can correlate those two things together, yeah? That would be great. So that's sold. That's sold. I can put that to one side. I'll try not to dribble on it. Okay. Next then is the Werkstatt, the earlier version, I suppose, of the Mavis. This has got the CV expander all plugged into it. Again, I built it myself. This, I don't have the original box, but I do have the power supply and bits and pieces that came with it. Do I? Yeah, no, I think I do. So the Werkstatt, any takers? Yeah, we'll probably get better at this as we go. But any takers for the Werkstatt? £50? £50? £50? 51 for tonal, yeah. 51 tonal access. It's a nice little synth, but I'm gonna say that all the time. I don't know what it's like. Oh, it's really great. This is even better than the last one. 51 quid for tonal access modular. 51. Any more takers? Yeah, great, awesome. All right, okay, that's it. Sold to tonal then, 51. Nice. Oh, hang on. No, it's not too late necessarily. I'm quite happy. Like I say, there's no rules. There's no rules. So, all right, so it's gone up a little bit. That's fine. So, Nobular, Jason, that's £60 from Nobular. I have to allow for space because I just got a chunk of messages come through at once, you know. But don't hang on. So tonal back to you. The current bidding is 60 from Nobular. Okay. You got away with that then. Nice. Alcadroid 55. Do you want to go any higher? Am I going to be doing this? I don't know. All right, so I better do a countdown then. 5, 4, 3, 2. That was funny. 1, sold. Nobular, 60 quid. Yeah? Cool. Okay, we'll move on. 60 quid. Quid Nobular. Now, okay, Mother 32. This is the first synthesizer that I bought when I started on my modular journey. This is the one that I bought. It's had some use, but it's in pretty good nick. Put back in its case. It was in my Eurorack for a while. It's nice. I've still got the yes, I've still got the box and the manual and bits and pieces for it, so it will come all wrapped up and nice. I should think it's a great little synth. I think I bought it for something around £500 back in the day. Steve G's bidding 120. Mara's bid 130. That's good. I mean, I'd like a bit more for it, really. But let's see how it goes. So we're talking about the Moog Mother 32. This thing here. They're good. Yeah. So as I say, it's the start of my journey. All those moons ago. I have another one. So in case you're worried about me selling this, I got the Sound Studio, which is the DFAM and Mother 32 set that Moog sent me some time ago. So I still have that. I'd feel uncomfortable about selling that Moog have got to me. Okay, we've got 180 from Kennedy. Cyril, you're just under at 170, so might try a little bit harder. It'd be great to get it to £200. I'd be feeling much more, much happier about that. But maybe this is the bargain of the night. 190 from Above the Trees. Hi, Beck. Who's winning the football? 190 from Above the Trees. £200, Cyril. Thank you. 210 from Lifeform. God bless you, one man went. Oh, 1-0, thank you. Trying to work out what are you bidding. 1.0 Enland HT. Thanks, James. 1-0. Okay, cool. 215 Above the Trees. All right, I think this will sell. I think you know, I mean, I kind of ultimately you have to let things go. So 220 from Dots. Ooh, 230 from Lifeform. This is good. This is exciting. I'm excited. It's still a bargain. It's a bargain anywhere under 400 quid, really. You know? So, yeah. 230 is a bargain. Without a doubt. So, yeah, everyone at in New Life Church watching who's just taking a break from the football, I'm sorry it's not more exciting with me like playing music and stuff. That'll be later. But for now, we're doing capitalism. 250. Oh, Tom, nice. Dots, 240, not quite enough. Steve G, 255. This is exciting. Why haven't I done this before? I'm going to get through these beers quite quick, I think. I've got to use a gavel. Well, no, yeah, I guess. So where are we now? 255 for Steve G. I mean, maybe I should put on some incidental music while we're waiting. 260 from Dots. Right, where are we now? 265 Above the Trees. It's very loud, is it? Okay, sorry. Ah, dear, I'll turn that down a little bit there. I'm going to have to turn it up a bit more. 265. Go, it's a shootout, Dots. Come on, Nikki, what are you saying? 270. Oh. 271. Corey can't bear it. Guys, should we make it fivers at this point? Should we? Just for fun. Oh, 28. 280, one man went. God, it's tricky, isn't it? Very tricky. Tom goes in with 300. Flipping heck. Well, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Yeah. And Jason, it's still a bargain. That's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing. Lovejoy. That guy from Lovejoy turns up in everything, doesn't he? I always find that bizarre. Okay, so going once then. So we start winding it in. Kevin F, we have a 305. McShane, is it? What's his name? Not Mike, is it? Yeah. Anyway, I always think that's funny. Thanks, Arthur. Ian McShane, thank you. Thank you. That's good. We've been driving me crazy otherwise. Right, so, okay, just to recap, we're on 305 with Kevin F, which is very exciting. So, yeah, we'll better count it down, otherwise we'll be here all night. Which shipping company? Oh, we've been through that. It will just be whoever I find. It will probably be Parcel Force. It might be DHL. The best thing to do is not to worry about it. Let me get a quote and I will tell you what that is. And if you really don't want it at that point, then don't get it, you know. But I'm not going to spend my life comparing shipping companies, and I'm certainly not using one that has pirate in the name, just in case anybody asks again. So yeah, we're still on, what are we still on? 305. Last chance. Going once. Going twice. Good. Okay, sold to Kevin F 305. Good job. Kevin F 305. 305. Yeah, I know it's just a name. Kevin F. Good. Great. Good. I'll try not to drop that over here somewhere. Good. Lovely. Right. A couple of other things then. Let's go for... Got a couple of bits of modular. I'm just going down to the Micro Freak because I think that will be popular. So next up then, it's probably my most expensive piece of modular, and that is the Magneto from Strymon. Now I love this module, but I also can't seem to use it. It's frustrated me no end. Sorry, I put the microphone a little bit closer to me so you can hear me. But many people find this to be the most dreamy module in the world, and it is fantastic, but it just, for some reason, it doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work for me. Now this, I think, was about £400 when I bought it. So it's a extraordinary, very deep tape delay type module. Fantastic. I wish that I was able to use it as well as it needs to be used. Does that make sense? But I have used it a lot. It's just that I don't have any room for it, and so I am letting it go. So yeah, 525 I think was retail. It's great. So I've got 150 already from Above the Trees. Again, I'd like to get to 200 if possible, but yeah, I'd consider it. Less than that, is that, can you see that? So that's the Magneto, the Strymon Magneto, 4-head, tape echo and looper. I'm feeling a little bit sad about that, I think, because it's one of the, I always plan to do a video on it a sort of a series of videos of stuff that I couldn't get my head around, sort of like revisiting a particular module and then just fighting with it and talking why it is I don't get on with it, in giving it another chance for me to get on with it. But I had that idea about 3 years ago, and I still haven't done anything about it, so I don't think I ever will. And I have a lot of other stuff to be talking about and thinking about. So it needs a good home. It will serve you well. I've got the original packaging. How are we doing? 260. Fantastic. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I used this live. I used this running a friend Hannah's voice through this, capturing that and repeating it and looping it while I was playing the RD8 and MS-101 and modular in a live performance in my garden a few years ago. That was very exciting. Footy's back on. Okay, cheers. For anyone who's moving on, that's all right. We'll just keep at it. So, 270 from above the trees. Yeah, I do absolutely reserve the right not to sell anything. But I want to. I'm in the mood to do so. That would be great. I've got things I want to do with the proceeds. So, you know, it's healthy. It's good. 270. Will you ship to the US? Yes, I will ship to the US. I will tomorrow, possibly tomorrow. I will, over the course of the following week, I will get shipping quotes and let you have that. If you've bought it, I will ship it to the States. Absolutely. I'm not VAT registered, so I won't be charging any VAT. It will be seen, I think, as a personal sale or something. I don't quite remember which way around I said that was going to be, but you know, it's second-hand selling of stuff, so it shouldn't be taxable with a bit of luck. And I'll just ship it with a well-known branded courier that everyone can understand. Okay, and it will be tracked. And I'm not trying to stiff anybody on the courier prices. I will just get a quote and we'll go with that. That's the idea. So you can be anywhere in the world. No problem. Just at whatever it is it costs. Yeah? $280 DPW design. Hi, Dan. How you doing? 285. We're now on. 290. 295. I get the feeling Above the Trees came with some money in his pocket. Hasn't quite worked out though. But I do appreciate the bidding very much. Very much. $295. 310. And on the bid is for the Magneto, Strymon Magneto. Currently we're on 310. Oh yeah, the other thing I was going to say is that some stuff may come with spider poo on. I'll do my best to clean them up. But, you know, a little bit of dust and spider poo. But generally everything, as far as I'm aware, is working. I've plugged most things in. I'll plug everything else in at least once more before I pack it up. So hopefully nothing will turn up badly. Can you not see that? Is it hidden? It's supposed to be front and center. Oh no, it is hidden by the microphone. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, sorry. This. I don't have a Torso S4. So Above the Trees has gone for 311. If you could make it in fiver increments, that would be really cool at this sort of level, if at all possible. Thank you, mate. Thank you. I appreciate that. 315 from Above the Trees. Still a good price. Still a good price. Still got more stuff to come. Don't worry. What time is it now? 9:15. Cool, crikey. 3:15. Dan, 3:20. Good Lord, we're keeping this going. Heck and all. Yeah, I know. It is tricky. Such a huge module on the back. All of these bits and pieces. Ribbons and stuff. It's a really interesting design. You also need a relatively deep case to cope with it, I have to say. It's not going to work in your really minimal sort of skiff type thing. No, it's in pounds. It has to be UK pounds. Okay, just in case, just everybody know it has to be in UK pounds. That's all we're dealing with. It has to be in UK pounds. Yeah, I should put that on the thing, shouldn't I? Okay, 1 second. Let me put that on there. I'm going to get to that again down here. Title. So it's UK pounds. Okay, that's good. All right, are we there? Okay, where are we up to? 3:20 for Dan, for DPW. Oh, that's a dangerous thing to say. Okay, going once. Last chance. Going twice. For DPW design. 3 times is the charm. Yeah, cool. Okay, good. Right, what was that again? 3:20. 3:20 Dan. Okay, cool. Sold. Good. Get that out of the way. Microfreak next. Now, where's this on my list? Right down here. 320 DPW design. Okay, the Microfreak, Arturia Microfreak, classic, weirdo, touchy-feely, orangey, knobby, synthesizer of sorts, feels nice, sounds nice, even acoustically, electroacoustically, it's quite nice. Don't even have to plug it in. It's got lights over here. I've never understood what any of these bits do. It does have quite a nice filter. A weirdo envelope and a regular envelope. That sort of thing. A nice arpeggiator, some crazy stuff here. And it's got algorithms inside from Mutable Instruments and others. I haven't updated the firmware or anything like that. I can't remember the last time I used it. A fair while ago, I think. Useful ins and outs on the back. The Microfreak. What do we think? I do have the box and everything. Okay, I've got 50 quid, 70 quid, 60 quid. 100 for the Microfreak from Tom. Woohoo! 120 from Tonal. That's nice. Yeah, I really like. I've got a Mini Freak now, so that's kind of the reason that I don't really use this. It used to be on my rack over here, but since having the Mini Freak, I've kind of I don't find the need for this. Excuse me. 120 from Tonal. That's great. Thank you very much. Awesome Freak. Cool. So, tonal access, 120. 120. Any more takers on 120? This is the Microfreak we're talking about. The Microfreak. Now available in 3D. Above the trees, we're 120, I think. Yeah, 120 on the Microfreak. 120. Any more? It's a good price. I'll sell it for that. 130 from Jared Van Zenten. That's very good. Very good. Were you in Starship Troopers? No, probably not. 130 we're on now, which is super, super, super. $130 now. 130. 135 above the trees is back in, having now drained the lizard. 135 above the trees. $140 from Jared. He's keen, very keen. No, I haven't updated the firmware. It's as it came. I haven't used it in quite a while. I haven't updated the firmware. I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, so no, I haven't updated the firmware. But obviously that's not a difficult thing to do. So yeah, it's just as it is at the moment. Oh, look out, it's Prometheus. Good to see you. 145 from above the trees. Hey. 145. Is this one going to be above the trees? First snag after bidding on everything so far. Come on. What do we think? 145. Last chance. 145 above the trees going once. 155. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. 155. That was close. This is going to take forever, isn't it? It really is going to take forever. I might start taking requests for what people want to bid on next. But 155 from Jared. 155. $160 from above the trees. It is fun. It's more fun than I thought. It is more fun than I thought. Okay, 10-second interlude. Where are we now? Can I sign it? Sure. Above the trees, 160. I've got a... Yeah, I can do that. Well, funnily enough, I do have... Well, think about it. Just finish this first. So Jared's got 170 now. But I do have an original soldered myself molten motion meter. Well, think about it. Think about it. The one that I made in the video. $175 above the trees. This is intense. So 175. 175. It's with you, Gerard. Or Jared. Okay, so we are on 175 with Above the Trees. Going once. 175. Going twice. Above the Trees. Bringing it to an end. Okay, mate. 175 it is. Above the Trees. Well done. And yeah, I'll sign it for you. Remind me when we talk to each other. And I will certainly do that. Right. Let's try to get through some other things. Thanks, Grizz. That's lovely. 175. Good. Right. Couple of bits of modular then, very quick. Instruo Treg. It's a ladder filter, transistor ladder filter, so Mogi filter. Really nice. Really like it. Perfectly pure sine wave. When you over self oscillate. Beautiful. Treg. It's a nice filter. I just have the Sunless City I have now, which I use in its place, is just slightly more compact and stuff, but this has been beautiful. 3 inputs as well. I've got a three channel mixer. That's what it's got. I really like it. Don't know quite why I'm selling it. I just thought it might be attractive for someone. Traeger. Yeah, I'll take 70 quid. 75 for Tom. 80 from Tracker Jack. You'll have to do slightly better, Village Green. 85. Yeah, it's an early module. It's nice. It's a really nice filter. I'd like to have a lot of Instruo stuff. I just don't. That's like has to be another me that does that somehow. 100 from Cyril. That's very nice. That's very nice. So it's on 100 now with Cyril, assuming that that's what you're bidding for. Yeah, generally it is. Although this filter was reasonable, I have to say, as it goes. 105, 110 from Tracker Jack. Brilliant. This is nice. I hope it works out. I hope, we all do the exchange happens and I can get it out to you. I think that would be beautiful. It's been a lovely thing. 115, said Ted. Yeah, it is. Much more satisfying than eBay. eBay drives me nuts. $120 from Callie. Commander Mustonen. 120. $130 for Draconian Rhythms. Nice. I think I have the box for this. I'll put a power cable on the back, that sort of thing. I'll make sure it gets to you in a usable state. Okay, so we're on 130, Draconian Rhythms. Last chance, counting it down. 135 from the Village Ground sound system. Village Green sound system, beg your pardon. 135 now. Yeah, it is a wide one. It is a wide one. $135. Counting down. 140. Draconian rhythms. Oh, gosh. I'm going to have a heart attack. That's quite brilliant. There's a bunch of people at my church who are watching the footy, and at half time they're watching us, which is very exciting. That's funny. So I'm not quite sure above the trees whether you've made a bid. So I think Draconian Rhythms is on 140. Village Green 145. Okay. Okay, Village Green 145. Any more takers? Any more for any more? Sorry, I should hold it up. There, this one here. Any more takers? Oh my goodness. Tom's put in 150. Yeah, I'm assuming that's 150 from you, Tom. We must have gone to almost count down half a dozen times now. No, I think a fiver's doing all right. It's quite hard to go up by tenors. Bid, yeah, okay. All right, 150 with Tom at the moment. 150 with Tom. Ready to count down. Oh, goodness. 155, Village Green. $155. $155. Going once. I know I'm going to be here all night. We might cut it short. Not cut it short. I mean, we might ignore some things. Otherwise, it will go on too long. We'll see. So 155 in the Village Green. Last chance. 155 going once. Going twice. All right, sold. Village Green 155. Nice. Village Green. It's down here somewhere. Modular. 155. Village Green. Lovely. Okay, so an original mutable veils. I've also got beads that I'll bring over in a second. I bloody plugged that into the... Okay, quick sell on a veils, original veils, 4-channel quad VCA. One of the first modules I bought. No 1U, sorry. Any takers? So we're bidding currently on a veils, mutable instrument veils. If nobody wants it, that's fine. 75 from Jason. That's good. That's a bloody good price, mate. Anything's possible, mate. Anything's possible for shipping and stuff. Yeah, you know, whatever works ultimately. I just don't want it to be a faff. So any other bids on this? What, try to move quite quickly through the veils. It's a great VCA. Yes, it is. I have 3 of these. I don't actually need that many. Tom, £100 you bidding? Jason 110. Ooh. Veils. 110. I'm going to have to pour myself another beer at this rate. $120 from Tom. Okay, what are you thinking about that? I'm not going to worry about that one. $120 from Tom. Any more takers? Any more bids? Just a little bit too far, Jason. That's fine. That's completely good. $120. Last chance. We've got to move on. Okay, going once. $120 for Tom. Going twice. $120. Last chance 3 times. Okay, sold. $120 to Tom Carlson. Tom Carlson. Where the heck is this? There it is. $120. Tom Carlson. Nice. Okay, so next up is Elmira, the original noise synth from Neutral Labs. I built this one, did a video on it, had a bit of fun with it. Noise is just not really my scene, I don't think. I mean, I like it to some degree, and I've still got the Elmira 2, which I will continue to play on for a bit. So it's weird noise, shaping, droning, interactive, sweaty things here, capacitive touching. I love the icon. It's kind of like someone who's just slightly cheesed off, which is fantastic. Comes with I've got the power cable for it, which is like a USB to DC cable, quite odd, but should work, I think, more or less. I turned it on earlier, the blue light came on, can't ask for more than that. Oh, that's a little bit loose, I'll just tighten that up. So anything at all for the Elmira. I don't have the original box or anything, I think, but I will box it up, obviously, to send it out. That should be fine. Comes in a nice little wooden box. Oh look, yeah, see, spider poo. Sorry, spider poo. I'll try to give it a clean. So 60 from Alka Droid. Yeah, Ken, I just haven't got around to doing the Vulcan modular video. I mean to, I just have never got around to it. So I think it can probably go to a better home than what I can give it, I think. 75 from Tom. It is interesting, yeah. It is interesting. It's kind of a poor man's Lyra. Is that the right one? The Soma Labs one. Sort of a 3-channel Lyra to some degree. 75 quid to Mr. Carlson. Lyra 8, there you go. It is similar. Similar, you know, I'm not saying they're the same. I'm just saying it has a similar idea. $75, I will sell it at 75. That's fine. I enjoyed it. I've got my money's worth out of this box with the build and everything else. 80 from Jason at Nobula. Cool. £80 now. 80 quid. £80. £80. Jason at Nobula. Is that your lot? Is that all done? Are we all done? Here it is. Let me see. I said £80. £80. Are we all done? Everyone done? Last chance. Sell, sell. Okay, good. I thought the chat had stopped working. So yeah, counting down, 80 quid. Going once. £100 from Tom. He's found some more money behind the back of the sofa. Here we go. Yes. Yeah. £100 from Tom Carlson now. Cheapest chips. What? Okay, good. As long as we're still on the same page, that's real money. No NFTs here, thank you. So £100 from Tom now. £100. £100. Is that all we bid? Is that all we got? £100. Okay. Counting down. Going once for £100 to Tom. Going twice. 101. No, okay. Don't mess us about. That's the one that he puts. Okay, so £100 for Tom still. £100 for Tom. Going once. Going twice. Last chance. All done. Here we go. Sold. Okay, sold to Tom for £100. What is this again? Oh, it's that. There it is. £100. Good, 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 good. That's fine. Plenty happy with that. So, 3 Volkers. I've decided not to sell the FM one. So kill me, shoot me, anything you like. I do have the mixer, if anybody is interested in that. It might, I don't know if we'll have time. So I'm just trying to get rid of go through the ones that people are really, really interested in. I'm assuming people are interested in this, okay? Okay, so, well, we'll start with the Volker modular. Is in here, I promise. I will dig out the patch cables, which I put somewhere. Which I will find. Maybe I'll put them back in. I don't know. Anyway, bit on the modular. Volker modular. That's this one here. Yeah, and I've got the cables in. I've even got the batteries are still in the box. It's been sat out, but I've never really gotten into it. Volker modular. There we go. That fella there. Beautiful. More or less as new. Can't remember. Should we start off at 50 quid? If nobody buys it, I'll then commit to doing a video on it. No, it's got to be 50 quid. Got to be 50 quid minimum on a Volker, I think. No? Okay, that's interesting. If there's anything that doesn't sell, you're very welcome to make the offers offline. That's no problem. 55 from Name of Name. Okay, thank you. Got it off the ground then. They are deceptively awesome. Bill, I'd absolutely agree with that. So Volker modular, currently at 55. 55 price to sell. That's a bloody good deal, I think. So any more takers? 55. Going to move these through. 55 for Name of Name. Volker modular will drive you nuts in a wonderful way. None of none. Okay, counting down. Going once. Going twice. I'm surprised. I thought they would be people would be bouncing on those, but never mind. None of none. You've got yourself a bargain. 55 sold. Volker modular. 5. None. My email address I put in is robin@moltenmusictech.com. if you want to drop me a line, or via any means, if you've bought something, drop me a line to remind me of the price and who you are, because I don't know who you are through your handle on YouTube. That would be great. Okay, so next up, Vulcan New Bass. A great little thing, this. Great little thing. I really enjoyed. I did a review of this, I think, for Sound on Sound, as well as a video for it. Really good fun. Sounds pretty great. Again, 50 quid for a Volca. It's pretty much as new. I just used it for 100 for both. That's going to get too complicated. I've got a Volca drum as the other one, but a nice idea. I did think about offering the whole lot together, but you know, one at a time, that's all right. Vulcan New Bass, this one here, Vulcan New Bass, 50 quid, anybody? Okay, in the time I'll get to put it away, if there's been no bids, we will move on. We will move on. $50 from Half God, Half Beast. 50. Okay, I'll sell it for 50. Great stuff. Thanks, mate. New bass. I mean, you could resell it for 100 quid on eBay probably, if you were so inclined. Vulcan New Bass, 50 quid now. Half God, Half Beast. Any more takers? Any more takers? Any more takers? Any more takers? £50, absolute bargain. Okay, going once, going twice. Sold to Half God, Half Beast. Excellent. And the last one, Volca Drum. Again, 50 quid. Yeah, nice. Excellent. Volca Drum, Volca Drum. I didn't really, did I? I don't remember even doing a video on this one. Again, it's got batteries. Still fresh in the box, hardly used. 50 quid from Tracker Jack. That's great. Volca Drum. Oh yeah, no, I remember. It's even a little bit dusty from where it's been out. Volca Drum, Volca Drum. 60 quid now from Chris Marshall. $55, you're down a little bit. The bid's currently at 50 now. Sorry, currently at 60. 60. Oh, you got DOMs. Oh, nice. I was looking at that list the other day, thinking, no, no. Very versatile. 60 quid now from Chris Marshall. Bid 60 quid. 60 quid. Now have a little think if there's anything particular you want to see. So I don't want to be doing this all night. When we get to 10 o'clock, 65 from Half God, Half Beast. I might start bringing it to a close. So, you know, another half a dozen things. If there's anything particular that was on the list that you'd like me to do. I mean, I'd love to get shot of this, of these bigger box bits. So let me know if there's anything of that that's interesting. The Batumi, yeah, no 1U, sorry. Volca Drum, 70 from Chris. I don't have anything Pantoros. The Unos, okay, yeah. Yeah, I can see those from where I am. Beads, yeah, okay. There's a list on the website. I could do it again. I've got the website here somewhere, haven't I? I thought, yeah, okay. Did the magneto. Sorry, James, that's gone. I never think about US time. I can only do what I do, you know what I mean? Right, I just got myself backwards. Okay, so what did we get to? Half. Hang on. Thanks, mate. That's really kind. We had 70 quid from Chris, but then Chris says he's out. All right, don't quite understand. Where are we with this one? Sorry, can someone repeat? Chris, are you still pledging 70, or has Half God, Half Beast got it at 65, which was your last? Where are we now? Just hold on, everyone, for a moment. We're just a little bit unsure as to what happened here. That's a little cheat for the Eventide. Volker Drum, sorry. Chris bid, but then he seems to be out. Are you out? I'm not sure. What was your last bid, Chris? Half God, Half Beast. Did you bid and then pull out? I'm not sure. I'm confused. Someone tell me what's going on. Okay. 70 quid at Chris, I think, is where we're at the moment. Yeah, I've got a looper pedal. So, okay, 70 quid at Chris. 70 quid. Okay, bring it to a close. 70 quid, going once to Chris, going twice, going 3 times, last chance. Okay, good, sold. Chris, well done, hanging in there. Thank you for that. Chris, Marshall, 70 quid. That's the drums. 70 quid. Chris Marshall. Great. Okay, well, just let me grab some more bits. Okay, so while I'm grabbing some other bits, we'll go for beads. Rarity. Beads. I famously did not get on with it at all. So you're bidding on mutable instruments, beads. An original beads. Beads. There you go. Well, I just grabbed a few other bits and pieces. How can I get through? I can't get through. What am I going to do? I have to go this way. Nobody's asked about that. Batumi. Yeah, I can do the Batumi. I'm trying to get back again. But yeah, it doesn't look like we'll get through everything, so we'll try and do this again at some points. 160 do we have on the beads? This is one here, beads. Removable instruments, the updated clouds, of course. I thought, I don't understand clouds. Surely beads will be the thing. No, No, I was wrong. Sorry, I appreciate my microphone's not very close. I'm not doing that very well. I'm not keeping up. 170, thank you. 180, I'm just pouring another beer. You're bidding against yourself, Draconian. Oh no, 180, that's good. Good, yeah, that's good. Sorry, I didn't see the 170 back there. 180, 190 for Above the Trees. It's a classic. You won't find these again anywhere else. An original. 200. Well, that's looking fantastic. 210 from Ted. Beads. Beads. This microphone is very annoying. Okay, beads. Here we go. What are we on to? 230. Cheers, Jason. $230 for Above the Trees. 250 from Ted. $255 Above the Trees. $260 from Ted. $265 Above the Trees. $270 from Dan. Thank you, Dan. Fantastic. $270 from Dan for the beads. 275. $275. That's better. Pretty sure I've got the box for this. $275. You want some suspenseful music again? $280. Do I have the toy? Yes. I think it came with this one. I don't know, but you can have it. You can have it. Okay, Above the Trees. Come on, make it a $5 increment, if you would. Be so kind, sir. That would be great. Then we know where we are. Okay, Dan's got in there with 285. So 285, Dan. 290 then to go beyond. I'm bound to forget that. Dan, 285. Good deal. Yeah, it's a good price. It's a good, you know, I'm happy. You're happy. That's all really that we're after, isn't it? 290 from Ted. Last second there. Coming in. Woo. I don't know what that means. Oh, you got your ones are slightly different. Well, I guess they're all handmade, aren't they? Individually and unique, I suspect. 290 from Ted. Ted Hanks is coming there for 290. Any more? Can we get it to 300? $300 from Dan. God bless you, sir. That's lovely. 300. England won 1-0. Okay, nice. Well done. Well done. Well, you've had a marvellous, you've missed a marvellous, marvellous, exciting, extraordinary auction of things. It's just come to a drawing to a close. So 300 for Dan. Closing it down now. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Dan Asdaz. Dan Asdaz for 300. Dan Asdaz. Where is it? There. Okay, cool. Somebody wanted the Uno drum. Uno drum then. Uno drum from IK Multimedia. It's a little bit dusty. I don't have. I'll try to dig out a cable for it. I only have this. I think I must have a spare cable. I'll also try to dig out the MIDI cables for it because they're quite unique. So yeah, I'll do my best. If I can't find them for any reason, I'll let you know. But otherwise, you can expect to find a USB cable and at least one of those tiny weeny MIDI adapters inside the box. That's the plan. The Caster and Pollux is version 1. Probably not going to have time for it today. So, Uno drum. Any takers on the Uno drum? Happy to start the bidding at 30 quid. Thanks, Draconian. That's the Uno drum. 40 quids. Ha. 50 from... oh, we have a new bidder. Thanks Above the Trees. Thanks for your bidding this evening. Sorry you didn't get everything you were after. 60 quid from David Locke for the Uno drum. £60. Great. 60 quid for David Locke. Uno drum. Any other takers? Any other takers? 70 from Steve. I was wondering where you were. So just the last couple of items now. I'll do this, the Uno synth, and if there's anything else particular, then 75 from David. Then just let me know. Otherwise, what I'll say is that the list will stay up, well, indefinitely probably. If there's something on it that you'd really like, then make me an offer. Make me an offer during the week. If it doesn't sell this evening, make me an offer. I'll take everything off that has sold, or I'll mark it sold or something. So, and I'll consider it. Absolutely consider it. 75, then we're on. I don't think we'll get to the motion meter this time around. No, not this time around. The IZ. Are you interested in the IZ? Azorb, 80 quid now. 80 quid. Okay, mate. 80 quid. I think it's the Euro delay is quite a pricey But you know, make me an offer during the week. I don't think I'm gonna get time to auction it now because I really want to come down and just have a chat for like the last half an hour or something. 85 from David. 85. It's been very exciting though. We've raised a few quid. Oh, I mean, flipping heck, there's loads I haven't talked about. Oh, rats. I want to get rid of those big keyboards. 85. Yeah, do a part 2. Maybe I will. But like I say, people are welcome to make the offers during the week for anything else that's left on the list. We're still on 85 from David. 85. Coming to the end now, 85. Ian, okay, fair enough. Okay. Oh, 85 David, going once. Going twice, 85. David Locke, 85. 3 times and sold. Sold to David Locke. Where is it on here? And how much was it? 85. Nice. Does anybody want to do the synth? How do I get the email address? Right here. Or you can get it off the website and contact me, social media, anywhere you like. But that's the most direct one. STO. Okay, STO. Make noise STO. This is the one with the black knob. I've got one with a white knob. I don't know which is best, but this is the one that's being sold. It's designed to be used upside down. That's the Make Noise STO. First oscillator I got, I think, was an STO. It's quite sweet. It's got this nice wave sort of shaping, very shape on it, as opposed to having a square wave. We skipped the Uno synth. No, I just didn't. Nobody had mentioned it, so I was going to ignore it. But it's right here. I can still do it. So STO, 50 quid from Callie. That's brilliant. Any other takers for the STO? I've got to be careful. I don't just duff everything out at the last moment. Okay, 60 from Tracker Jack. It's 60, the highest bid now. Achilleo. It is a great oscillator. It is. I've enjoyed using 2 of them together, but I have other things now as sound sources. So I've got 75 from Tom Carlson. $75. 75. $75. I need to do that screw up. That's all right. $75. 80 from Callie. Sorry if I'm getting your name wrong. I'm sure you know who you are. It's not on purpose. £80 now. £80. £80. Is that all right in there? 90 from Corey. There's a cat amongst the pigeons. £90 from Corey for the STO. I don't think I have the box for this. I may do, actually. I mean, I've got a great big box of boxes, so you just never know. $90 from Corey. $90 for Corey, going once, going twice, the STO, last chance, £90, Corey Luna. Go 3 times, last chance, Sold. Sold. £90. Cory Luna. Sorry, it's gone now. Sorry, I have to move on. Very sorry. Yeah, sorry, mate. I have to take it. Have to take it that time. Okay, so somebody wanted the Uno synth, and then we'll call it a night, I think, at this point. Well, then we'll call the auction a night, and then, as I say, you're welcome to stick around as I finish my beer and ask me anything you like, and we'll do that. So Uno synth, same deal as before. I will try to find the cables for it. It's a little bit, I'd say it's a little bit marked in places. I will test it before I send it out just to make sure it's working, but assuming that it is, it's only marked because it's just been on a shelf, that's all. And I guess it has stuff stacked on it from time to time, so it's been out of the box on a shelf, but otherwise it looks great. As I say, I will test it before I take any money. But it's a nice little synth, Uno synth. Again, start at 30 quid. Does bleeps. It's a little analog monosynth. It is analog. It has what feels like a very digital front end, but it is analog. Sounds great. Little matrix for modulating through things. Nice filter. The thing with the IK stuff, it all sounds nice. The sound is great. The interface is perhaps not what everybody likes because of the sort of membrane-y type feel to it. So we've got 40 quid from a Calio, but it does sound great. It sounds awesome. Fantastic synth, says Ken. So 40 quid, we've got it bid at the moment. 40 quid. 40 quid. Yeah, see, everybody loves it. 45 from Bill. 45 for the Uno synth. I have, I've got the Pro X over there that I keep meaning to do a review on, which I will get to at some point. 50 quid from Chris. 55 from a Kilo. So that's what it looks like from here. Alcalio, possibly. So it's 55 at the moment with Alcalio. 55. 55. 55 for the Uno. That's against Bill or Chris. Chris 60. Bill 60. One of you is going to have to go for 65. Oh, there we go. Sorry, Bill. But Keelio's gone for 65. Yeah, I think I had a chessboard like that. That's very true. 65 now, probably against you, Chris, I think. Any more takers? Any more takers? $65 quid, Uno synth going once. 70 from Chris, okay. Put my arm down and take another swig of beer. 70 quid. $75. Oh, doing well, these little things. Doing well. 75. $75. $75. Closing it down. Any more for any more, Chris? 75 going once. 75 going twice. Okay, mate. 75 going 3 times. Akaleo or Kelio. Well done, that's yours. Sold. 75. 75. 75. Great. Well, that's a 6 on the end now that I'm looking closer. Probably changes everything. Right, I think that'll do. I think that'll do. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone. That was far more exciting and interesting than I thought. So, as I say, if there's anything particularly that that you really missed out on, then give us a shout and I'll consider it during the week. Otherwise, because there's all of these Persona stuff, modal, sculpt, synths, Focusrite Claret, Persona's fader port. I've got some other modules, Castron Pollux, a POM 400, Audio Fuse, audio interface. Lots of stuff. Check the website for that. So let's just take a moment. I'll do a 2-minute fiddle on here. We can compose ourselves in order to end the auction. I can take that thing off my thing. If you've bought something, just get in touch. Get in touch and we'll sort it out. And if we can't make it happen, then we'll do it again. And maybe we'll do this again. I mean, we'll have another live stream at the end of the month, which is only in a week or so. Yeah, 2 weeks, I think. We'll have a live stream after the Molten Monthly. So there's always other things. Always other things. Find this thing. Take that off. There we go. Yeah, I think I get the hammock. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can give you a rough count of what we got. So 1 7. Let me. I'm going out the calculator. That'd be a thing, wouldn't it? So the total then, assuming it all works. Oh no, that's not right, is it? Come on, you div. 175 plus 305, 60, 30, 70, plus 50, plus 55, 75, plus 85, just over £2,000. Fantastic. That's excellent. Assuming that all happens and all works and all goes through, that's brilliant. Thank you ever so much for contributing to that, helping me get through some stuff, some things that are not going to be cluttering up the shed and are going to go to good homes and get some good musical use, which is absolutely what I love about it. It drives me nuts. It's the most infuriating thing about being a reviewer of gear, is that you end up with a shed full of stuff. Now, of course, probably I shouldn't really be selling it. Should I? Oh, I don't know. But I have to say that most of this I have purchased myself. There are a few bits that were given to me by manufacturers, but many years ago. And I think rather than having them sit around not do anything, I'd much rather they go into some good hands, you know? So that's all good. That's all good. I'm sure it's probably illegal, but we're not going to worry about it. Yeah. Yeah. Great. So as I said at the beginning, some of that money is going to go towards me fleshing out this idea of lending little boxes of modular around the place. And if you're interested in that, then do get in touch, or just join us on Patreon, where I'm going to talk about it the most, because it will be a Patreon only thing. You'll sign up for it on there, because it needs to have you know, a certain amount of money attached to it just to make it pay for itself, because I need it to to bring a little bit of income, as well as being an awesome thing that people can take advantage of. So they're not having to buy modules all the time. They can be sort of library lending, renting them from me in a circle of little boxes of modular madness, marvelousness. That's the plan. I'm gonna do all I can to make that happen in by the end of the summer. So that's the plan. And if you bought something, great, just get in touch and I'll reach out to you if I know where you are, what you're doing, and we'll sort out the shipping, get that all sorted. Yeah? Cool. Great. Yeah, it's a long way before I get a plaque. A long way. A long, long way. Good. So, anything else to say at this point? Don't think so. That's great. So I'm just going to play with this patch for a minute or two. If anyone has any questions they'd like to ask me or like answered about anything at all, YouTubing, about synths modular, about my past, my future, my personal life, how to do stuff, or whatever you like. I don't care. That's the idea. So yeah, have a think and let me know. Yeah, well, anyway. Okay, so yes, great. No, I'm not taking my shirt off, but thanks very much for the request. That's very kind. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And relax. Will I be going to Synthfest UK? Will I be going to Synthfest UK? Sadly not. No, no. My only show this year will be Bristronica, which I'm going to. I can't make Synthfest, sadly. I have something else I have to do. So no Leeds, Sheffield rather for me this year. Only the Bristol, which will be fun. I mean, they're around about the same time, so that'll be cool. But of course, there is Synth East next year, next February, 21st, 23rd, I think it is of February, 2025. So that'll be great. Looking forward to that. But yes, I'll be doing the Bristol one. Looking forward to doing, hopefully trying to take part a little bit. Not entirely sure what that means yet, but hoping to do something there. But yeah, it'll be sad not to go to Synthfest. That's the place where I started all this madness. So, yeah, I'm sad to miss it, but I can't be helped, unfortunately. I can't be helped. What was doing the glitchy verby delay effect? Probably everything. I mean, the patch was essentially, I'm playing at the moment with the Plasma voice from Game Changer Audio, which is here, and the Algo from Rick Modular, RYK Modular. So those were the two voices, except for at the end I then moved into the Crust from Bastel. So there's sort of three newish things that I'm playing with at the moment, trying to find some help with. So everything that was crunchy was coming from the Plasma, everything that was a bit more harmonic was coming from the Algo, but both of them were going through a delay of some kind. And then lots of reverb at the end. The endless processor, yes. I do have the pitch thing, which costs an arm and a leg, I have to say. It's okay. It's okay. I will do a video on it, but it will be slightly subdued video because the endless processor I really sort of fell head over heels with last year. I thought it was something magnificent that I really enjoyed and sort of lent into. But the pitch thing, yeah, it's sort of good. It doesn't immediately grab me as much as I hoped that it would, but yeah, it brings another interesting level. I need to sit down with it and spend some time with it. But its ability just to grab something and smear it, I think, is just really sublime. I kind of hoped the pitch expansion would add more than it does. It adds a bit. It's just not quite as I wanted it to be, just not quite as on the money as I'd hoped, perhaps. But I'll have a look at that. I've got no plans to visit the States at the moment, mainly because of the cost as much as anything else. I have done in the past, and I'm more than happy to be wined and dined and taken somewhere. I kept angling for an invitation to Moogfest, whatever they called it, to do one of those engineering builds. But of course, that's probably not happening anymore, I shouldn't think. But yeah, I'd be up for something in the States, but it's not something that I can afford. I couldn't afford to go to Super Booth this year. You know, I'm not likely to be able to get on a plane to the States anytime soon. But I don't know if we could do like a lecture tour or something, or a musical tour. I'd be up for it. Is the Microsoft Surface still a thing? Yeah, there's one right here. It's right here. This is my Surface right here. So yeah, the Surface side of things. I mean, evidently it has taken a back seat as I've got more and more into hardware, because I find that ultimately more satisfying. But computers and the Surface is still absolutely a valid place to make music, and it's a place that I ultimately use to make music. It's a destination. I'm trying to work more Surface into other videos that I do, so that I can integrate software and hardware together, because they're still both places that I like to play. So yeah, Surface is very much, I mean, I imagine a Surface Pro 10 is coming along soon, if it hasn't snuck in there without me noticing already. So I would intend to get hold of one of those and work through that as I have done in the past. I still think it's a great platform. The whole touch thing, I mean, I use one as my computer in the house that I use all the time, and the integration of touch and mouse and keyboard and stuff is brilliant. I love all of that. It works as a hybrid workflow. It's fantastic. For music, it's all right. It's not as powerful as a big chunky laptop or a desktop, of course, but it still does a decent job. At the moment, I'm looking at doing a review of the Rhodes piano, software one, obviously, and I did that the Mini Brute review on it. So I still plan to use it for software reviews, and I think it's quite a good thing to do it on, because rather than screen capturing, I can kind of film the actual laptop itself and the touching of parameters and things. I think that's quite a nice way of doing it. So I plan to, and I intend to continue forward on that. I will say the caveat is that I'm no longer the expert on Windows and stuff that I once was, because I'm not installing it every day and tweaking it every day. So that's going to be more of a challenge. So it becomes a bit more of a challenge to tweak a Surface when the next one comes along, and to really pump authority into that, because I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not building computers anymore. So, you know, excuse me, I have some thoughts about that, but I still want to review software. If I had the time, I'd certainly be reviewing DAWs, like the new version of Bitwig, new version of Waveform, things like that. I think are really interesting. I'd like to do more on that, but I'm just snowed with work and stuff I have to do already, so I haven't had a chance to get to it. And bizarrely, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, when we're talking about YouTube and 50k subscribers, my first 10,000 subscribers really came about through the Surface and through that platform. And certainly if I wanted to expand my viewership, if I wanted to get more views and more subscribers, I should be doing more mainstream products, which really does revolve around things like the Surface. So MIDI controllers, audio interfaces, little synths, software, all of those things would garner far more views than bits of modular would. So does that mean that's what I should be doing? Yeah, probably. Will I? No, but I will do some of it. I will keep at doing some of it, because I think I find that I do quite good videos on MIDI controllers. I think my approach, my style, if you like, whatever it is, lends itself to people who are trying to get into it for the first time and trying to understand this stuff, you know. So doing simple MIDI controllers, showing how they work, going overboard on the detail, which many channels do not, I tend to find, on these sorts of things, I think is really worthwhile and something that I can do quite well. So I will endeavour to do so. But most of those things are dependent upon a manufacturer sending me, you know, a MIDI controller or a keyboard of that nature, so that I can do that. So I'm a little bit beholden in that regard. So I'm not going to go out and buy something that I don't think I'll ever need just to do a video. Do you see what I mean? Anyway, so that's by the way. So yes, Surface is very much something that I intend to continue pursuing and doing stuff on. It's just not as prevalent. I mean, I've talked often about if I didn't have to write articles in order to make money, my video schedule in my head would be to do a week of modular, a week of DIY, a week of software, and then the Molten Monthly and live stream and other bits and pieces, music making, for the fourth week of a month. That's how I would aim to rotate it. So that would be my plan. But, you know, unfortunately, I'm still only doing the YouTube bit. Even with 50,000 subscribers, I'm doing YouTube really as a side hustle, as a hobby, you know, as a thing that I enjoy. that I put a lot of my creativity into, that I get a lot out of doing. But sadly, it doesn't pay for itself. It doesn't add up. Yeah, there's been a new reason. Yeah, I'd like to look into that. Am I at the bottom of this chat? I am. Thanks, BF. I appreciate that. I think that's a nice comment. Thank you. Yeah, I don't have an arbor. I do drool over those Instruo modules, but I've just sold one of the few I've got. Oh dear. Oh dear. Windows 10 no longer supported in October 2025. Yeah, but what does that mean? I mean, I use a Surface Pro 6 at home, in the kitchen. Sorry. And that has that gone to Windows 11? Yeah, it has, but my wife's one, which is the 5, that one won't. So it won't stop functioning, surely. It just won't get any further updates. Is that the idea? Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll keep on plugging away at those monthlies. I need to work out a system of how I remember what it is that I see during the month to make a note of things, you know. It will have security issues, yeah. One of these days I'll do a video on Pamela's as well. We're pretty vulnerable anyway. Well, we'll have to drop to back to Windows 98 then, I guess. It's the only way. But then if a new Surface comes out, if the 10 comes out, then everyone will get an upgrade. So in the house currently, I think my daughter Nancy has the 7. I sold the 8, funnily enough, in order to raise the cash to buy the 9. So my daughter has the 7, I use the 6, my wife uses the 5. So if the 10 comes along and I magically don't have to sell one to buy it, then my wife will probably get mine, my 6, and I'll take this one. So then we're all in Windows 11. Windows 11 is a reason you'll ditch Windows for good. Okay, fair enough. I mean, Windows is something that I used to fight with a lot. I mean, I spent a lot of time trying to tease out little bits of performance and control and bits and pieces. And as Microsoft would just shut door after door after door, and you'd find another workaround and another registry hacked and that kind of thing. I've kind of let that go, I feel. With Windows, it was brilliant. With Windows 8, that was so fantastic. You had such a wonderful opportunity to solve problems. It was an exciting time, you know. It was such a mess. And this was coming out of I had a bit of trouble with Windows Vista, where I ran this test. I was testing performance, audio performance, and I found that Windows Vista outperformed whatever it was that was before it. Was it Windows 98? Or was it... I'm trying to remember now. Get my things in the right way around. Oh, who knows? Who knows? Anyway, I did this test and it outperformed something, but it shouldn't have done. It never should have done, because Windows Vista was a complete disaster. But my test was my test, and I got the results I got. It's just that the stability of the driver, particularly in Vista, just happened to be that tiny bit better, and so it showed you in the version before, where it showed a much worse result than it should have done. Why am I saying this? I don't remember. But anyway, it wasn't until Windows 7 that things started to calm down again. So we had some great times fighting around with Windows 8, and then it all came back together again. Well, with 8.1, I suppose, but then with Windows 10. And it felt good. Windows 10 felt all right, and I kind of felt that we don't really need to fuss anymore. But then Windows 11 came along, and I kind of felt that we did, because I definitely felt it on my Surface Pro 6 that it would take the upgrade from 10 to 11, but the performance has really been affected. Since going to 11, it has all sorts of weird difficulties where it can't run as much as it could simultaneously on Windows 10. It is odd. However, on my main machine, it's just completely fine, to the point that I no longer have to worry about it. I don't really have to do the tweaks so much. I do a bit on the Surface, because the Surface has a terrible power profile that just wants to shut itself down to nothing all the time. But anyway, blah, 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 blah. I find Windows 11 to be really no bother overall. But yeah, it was my life at one point, and it's odd that it no longer is. Well, having the taskbar vertical on the left is just weird. That's like Longhorn, isn't it? You're going back to. Crazy. Yeah. Copilot PCs. Okay. I mean, we've already had Windows on ARM. We've already had... I did a whole thing on the Surface Pro X and how almost completely useless that was, because nothing would run on it. But some things did, and some things worked okay. No reason why it can't. Again, it just comes to software support, you know. BOS. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, everything now runs. That's generally what I find. Everything works all right. I don't really have to fuss anymore. Particularly, I mean, if you've got a well-spec desktop, as I have over there, it just all works. You've still got crappy computers that things don't work very well on. But on the whole, it just, you know, it kind of works. As long as it can clear some of the rubbish out of the way, you're doing fine. I'm reasonably happy to be out of that world. I mean, I spent a lot of time on forums arguing the toss about software and drivers and interrupts and direct access and power profiles and schemes and throttling and C states, for heaven's sake, audio stacks. Oh, who can be bothered? Yeah, things that felt important. But hey, you know, one has to have a hobby. One has to be interested in things in the world and how it goes. And I definitely felt I was helping. I mean, that was because, I mean, there was definitely a time when it was hard and people struggled to get these. You know, you had the awesome pieces of software and they would not work properly, and you had these fantastic computers and they would not do anything without glitching and messing about. And everything that you read told you that it was supposed to work. You know, you install this, it will work. Plug in this, it will work. There was no sense from a manufacturer that, oh, it might not work. You know, because you didn't buy an Apple computer, it means you're going to have to go through pain. And none of them ever said that. And so, in embracing the pain and working through it and trying to explain it and show people how to get through the pain, I felt like I was doing a public service. You know, I felt like that was really, really, really helpful. And you know, I feel that it was. I felt that all of the time I spent working on computers and working in software was well spent. It wasn't wasted. It wasn't fruitless, if you know what I mean. Well, I'm happy to be out the other side of it. you know, I feel good about the work that I put in over that time. Yeah. I mean, there was a couple of times we did this at my church. Funny enough, we did these tune-up days. You know, we just advertised it as a drop your PC off, and we'll tune it up, and you'll go home. You know, drop it off with us for the day. We'll sort it out, and you'll take it home. And will be 10 times faster. You know, just as a raising money for something. You know, pay a fiver, and we'll sort your PC out. And that was great, and it totally worked. I mean, you know, these computers would come in, and they were just full of the hardest junk, and you'd run a couple of things. You'd run a virus check, do that to start with. You would run a defragger on the hard drives and just, you know, and take off a load of crap if it wasn't there. Move the swap file if if that was causing lots of trouble. And then just take everything out of the startup folder, you know, everything off the taskbar, startup apps, that kind of thing. Take all those off, drop down the visual effects, and people would take home their PCs and just think they had a completely new machine. It was just amazing. These things would struggle to boot. So they're trying to run 1,000 things in the background for no good reason. So that was fun. That was fun. That was really good. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if only I'd got into Apple. If only I had right at the beginning, rather than um, being persuaded. Because I mean, my PC journey, well, it started in various places, but my personal PC journey started because this was back in 1990, 89, 90, 91, maybe, that sort of time. I was working in air traffic control. I was working radar at West Drayton, and there was a guy who I knew who was an assistant, I think, and I knew he was a super nerd. And you know, just got my own place. I was starting to earn some reasonable money, and so I thought I'd get myself a gaming machine because that's what I was into. And I asked the guy whether I should get a Nintendo or a Sega, what he thought. No, PlayStation or Sega, I think it was. So original PlayStation or Sega, Sega Mega Drive. And he says, no, mate, get yourself a PC. He said, get yourself a PC. With a PC, you can modem up to somebody else and do proper dogfighting against somebody else on the other end of the phone. I thought, wow, that sounds exciting. Now, funny enough, at the time, I didn't have a landline. I mean, I had no phone at all. There was no mobile. I had no landline phone. But I thought, yeah, all right, I'll get a PC. That sounds really interesting. Because I knew someone who had one. I'd played King's Quest on and Wing Commander, a couple of games I played on while I was training. And so I knew PCs, and also, you know, I had a Commodore 64, and my mum had an Amstrad, things like that. So I was familiar with the concept. So I bought this 386. It was 386 Ambra, which I didn't know at the time was a subsidiary of IBM, I think. It was a horrible computer. Not that I knew at the time, but you know, you went down the computer shop. There was no internet or anything. So you went down the computer shop and you asked them, and they sold you a computer. And so I spent about £1,000, I think, on this 386 with a 14-inch monitor, no sound card, just a copy of Lemmings, and Windows 3.1. Yeah, that was that. So yeah, I played that to death. Absolutely, totally loved it. And then after that, I built a 486, I think, which was a lot of fun, and so on and so forth. So yeah. So yeah, I wasn't expecting to talk about all that. Duke Nukem. Yeah. 486 DX100. Yeah, I think that was my second PC, Jason. Yeah. But, I was hooked on the whole idea, really. I love the idea of upgrading stuff, getting inside it, putting in extra sticks of RAM, getting a graphics card. All that sort of stuff. It was brilliant. It's just that the Ambra was just not upgradable at all. It was a completely proprietary, ridiculous thing. So it was a bad decision. But then, I went through all the Monkey Island games, of course, and X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, and Wing Commander 2, so on and so forth. Fantastic. Never did get another console until I had kids. Prince of Persia, yeah. Sims, all that stuff. Fantastic. Yeah, Wolfenstein. I bought Wolfenstein from a shop in Bournemouth on a whim, I think. And this is before Doom had come out. And it was just the most amazing thing. I remember the first time playing multiplayer, because I had a friend just started university in 96, was it? No. Started university in 92. I was 93, 94, 95. I was 93 then. I don't know. Anyway, started university about 93, I think. And there was a guy there who's also interested in computers, and I sort of persuaded him to buy one. We bought it in bits, put it together. It's quite good fun. That's the cheapest way of getting a computer. And we networked them up with a null modem cable, just cable to cable. Set up a couple of IP addresses and played Doom. And it was the funniest thing, I think, just the funniest time ever had, seeing that little guy run about and that to be my mate sitting over there. And the place was just strewn with bodies from this death match we were playing. Oh, it was just so funny. So funny. And then on top of that, we played Command and Conquer, which is massive tank rushes at each other, which is fantastic. Just as I say, on a null modem cable. Just brilliant. Pre-internet again. So, yeah, I never did manage to do a direct dial dogfight. I tried numerous times with a friend of mine trying to do TIE Fighter to TIE Fighter. I could not get it to work. It would do everything. You dial up, dial into each other's machine, accept all the thing, and then it would start the game, and then it would bomb out, which was a shame. I would have liked to have died that way. But of course, it's all very commonplace now. But then it was hard. Very, very hard. It is a pint glass. Yes, you're right. Right. Where are we? 5 to 11. All right, we'll try to bring it to a close then, I think. Tied them in from magazines. Yeah. My my anecdote about the X-Wing game is that I mean, it was amazing, wasn't it? I mean, it was great big grey blocks with the spaceships. And you had to go through that training mission that took hours because it was hard. You had to somehow fly through a hoop and then shoot 4 targets all at the same time. But you got muscle memory on your keyboard for all your shields and your speed ratios in order to go faster, and then slower to add shields, and then put that back up, and then to recharge your phasers, and this, that, and the other. Fantastic. What was it? Oh yeah, but my story was, I was following the story through, having a wonderful time. I must have been like 3 or 4 days into the missions, and we were fighting this big mothership, and I was fighting all the guys, and I just kept going. I seemed to have I didn't realise what the actual objective was, so I just kept going. And I blew up this enormous mothership thing that was the enemy. And I thought, that's fantastic. Blew up a couple of other things, and then the mission ended. And then we went to the next mission, and the next mission was a diplomatic mission to this mothership that I'd just blown up. So I wasn't supposed to blow it up at all. And so the mission started with a little Tiberian shuttle going and just disappeared into space because I'd blown up the mothership. So it was no longer there. It just wasn't there. So the game couldn't continue. It just sat there trying to dock with something that didn't exist. I mean, how can you write a game that has such a glaring hole in it where you can completely destroy the thing that appears in the next mission? Just nuts. So I had to start again. I had to go back all the way through the training and start again. But I did, though. I did, because I was bloody determined. Bloody determined. So, I mean, I've appreciated Star Wars Squadrons. That's been quite good. Not quite enough to get me all the way through to the end as yet, but you know, it's still knocking around. But they didn't do a bad attempt at recreating the X-Wing control system. I think it's simplified a little bit, dumbed down a little bit, but some of it's there, and it looks great, of course. I have also tried it out with a VR helmet, but it just made me want to puke almost immediately, but very, very convincing, I have to say. So yeah, cool. We should call it a night, I think. Yeah, I should have been court-martialed. Yeah, I did. I blew it up. Somebody stop me. Yeah. Do you play it in VR? No, it's like I played it for like 2 minutes. I could not cope. But wow, did that work? Yeah, very interesting. Right. All right, just to round off then, thank you very much for coming. Thanks for watching. Thanks for bidding on this lovely pile of stuff. I've got to now spend a load of time boxing up next week and sorting out. I will be reaching out to people who bought something in order to sort all of that out. I'm sure we will. I'm sure it'll be marvellous. Get it boxed up and go. The other bits and pieces, as I say, by all means make me an offer. Otherwise, we'll do another auction sometime soon for the other bits and pieces. It may or may not be interesting to you. Difficult to tell, really. But it's been a great night for that. It was most enjoyable. Good fun. Sorry we didn't make more music or stuff, but that's been great. Coming up at the moment, I'm working on the play fader. That's probably the next thing that's going to happen. I really want to get into tetrachords, which is sitting here, which looks fascinating. So videos coming on Plasma Voice, Algo, Crust. I still need to do stuff on the Trinity and the Pianist. I've noticed that they've got a new module out, which is interesting. Stuff on that to do. There's no end. Mojave I've still got to do something on. Flipping it. Lots of stuff. So yeah, lots more goodies to come. Mostly writing again this week, I think. So we'll see. But I'll let you know if the hammock arrives, and and I'll do you a jam from inside the hammock. That'll be exciting. So cool. Thank you very much. I'll finish my beer and I'll let you all go. Thanks for your company. That's been wonderful. And I think we'll call that a success. Here's to the next 50k, eh? Hey, next 50k. Awesome. I'm going to press random buttons until the right one appears. And not that one. No, that's not right. No, it's not that one either. Oh, bloody hell. This one? There we go. That's the one. See you all soon. Thanks ever so much.